Hello, hi. It's Stephanie Lindloff from Our Natural Wisdom. So glad to be here with you today. It's been a hot minute since I've been able to join live. I've been traveling for the last couple of weeks, and I'm so happy to be back here with you. And today I want to share something that I just feel like it needs to be talked about a whole lot more in this climate. And that is the instant feeling of more self value, self worth, self compassion, and just presence by leaving social media. That's right, I said it. We can leave social media. And that is something that I have decided to do. I have decided to completely leave social media for both personal and professional reasons. And so I just wanted to share a little bit with you about that because I think that anybody that struggles with anxiety or depression or self doubt or any kind of mental health concerns, quite honestly, body image issues, I mean, you name it. There's so many reasons that it's good to take a look at social media and whether it is actually adding to your life or taking away from your life. And you might be asking, why are you talking about social media? You're here on YouTube, right? This is going to be my way of reaching out through YouTube. That is where I'm going to be focusing my lives and my offerings in the future. So, just wanted to give you a little background to how I got to this point and whether it resonates for you. So, you might find that this is a little, just check in with yourself to see if it brings up any feelings at all. It could bring up being really uncomfortable with the idea, but I also really want you to be open to that feeling in your heart, in your soul, that this could be a really good move for you. I quit Facebook about 3 years ago on my personal account. I quit Facebook. And it had been building for a while, but I used to be a prolific poster. I posted one of those moms that posted so much about my children, my first child, and like looking back at everything that, her early life is like documented on Facebook for good or for bad. And even when I was starting to, well, I guess I'll tell you, the thing that really tipped the balance for me was when my dad told me, who is not on Facebook, that he was hearing more about my life and what was going on in my life and my kids' life through his friends who I don't even know but had friended me on Facebook. And the fact that my dad was learning about our family's life more in depth through social media and through, somebody that I wasn't even really that connected to, an acquaintance, rather than hearing from me directly, that was a big aha moment for me. And I also, realized how much time and mental energy and effort it can take to maintain a presence on social media for personal or professional reasons. So, over 3 years ago, I quit Facebook for my personal account, never looked back. And I want to tell you that the way that I did it, very easy. Well, Facebook doesn't make it super easy for you to do this, but once you figure it out, it works pretty well. I don't know how many, friends I had on there and still do, but you go into the friends area and you can unfollow like everybody that you have become friends with. This does not delete your connection with them as friends. They are not notified that you're unfollowing them. Sorry, our sump pump is discharging, and we've had so much rain that it's just like a little waterfall here. You can unfollow friends and they'll never know. And I unfollowed everybody. It took a little while because, like I said, Facebook doesn't make it super easy. But once you kind of get into the system, you can get rolling, and you can. Okay, I'm not interested in that, so I'm going to remove that message. Not interested. I So once I unfollowed all of those friends, and then I also moved into groups and things that I was following there, unfollowed that, or just, removed my connection with the group, I really never looked back. I mean, I had almost zero interest in looking at Facebook after doing that. The news feed was just like whatever, and it just held no interest for me anymore. And I think that that is the case for many people that decide to start weaning ourselves off of social media. I still am on Facebook. I still am a part of a few Facebook groups, especially related to our kids' schools and things like that. But generally, I am I don't use it for posting. Now, I have recently gotten a lot of clarity about Instagram. If you have followed me, you know that I have been pretty active on Instagram. I post a lot. I have posted a lot of videos in the past and a lot of things on there. I used to do a lot on Instagram Live, and for business purposes, not for personal reasons. And, I've vacillated up and down about Instagram. I think a lot of us have a love hate relationship with Instagram, that it is, it can be fun to scroll, eye candy, all of that stuff. But I just became increasingly aware of how I did not feel good when I was using Instagram. I didn't feel good getting caught in the scrolling. I didn't feel good coming out of it and realizing that I had just burned 20 minutes scrolling. Um, yes, it can be entertaining and fun, but when when you decide to commit to more cultivating your sense of presence and the peace and the clarity that you can access when you allow yourself to experience more deeply the present moment, you become more sensitive to what you're consuming in your life and the importance of being intentional about what you're consuming. So whether that's, binging Netflix or scrolling, getting caught in scrolling on Instagram or any kind of social media, I just really encourage you to check in with yourself and be honest with yourself about how social media makes you feel. Now, I have my entire life struggled with self doubt, with comparison, with getting caught in that spiral of comparison, and how detrimental that can be for our mental health. And it really, for me, was intensified through Instagram. I would get for my business account, for professional reasons, I would get so wrapped up in the numbers and the engagement and the likes and the follows and the messages, or, on the flip side, not having the likes and the follows and the engagement and the messages and all of that jazz that I thought I was supposed to have as a business owner, the, expectations that I developed, the goals that I set. But the fact is that it's it's just a very different platform, right? And for me, at least for business purposes, I've decided that it's simply not a good use of my time and effort and energy and my mental health. So, I wanted to talk about this because I think that, especially in this day and age where we're being exposed to so much information that is fabricated, that is not true, that is, conspiracy theories, and that is just fomenting this anger and fear in our country and the division in our country. And that is not, it's just not healthy for us. And it is something that we can choose not to expose ourselves to. So if you are feeling like social media is starting to take up more of your time and mental energy and affecting your emotional health and your mental health, I just really implore you to consider leaving. Just consider leaving. Now, I know that there's that real fear of missing out, right? And especially, I think for the younger generation, this is a big deal. And I've been talking with my daughter, who is 13, about this a whole lot, that there's that, belief that you need to be on social media in order to keep in touch with people that you care about. And that is the way that you stay connected. And um, I think that that's a lie. There are so many other more meaningful ways to stay connected with people. Using a phone, texting people, emailing people, meeting them in person and talking in person. These are all things that I have decided to commit myself more to, both for personal and professional reasons. And in the time that I have been off of Facebook, I have noticed how much more genuine and authentic and intentional those relationships are that I have been cultivating off of a social media platform. I think that, you know, a, a really big thing that I think there's got to be a name for, but I don't know what it is that filter that when we are using social media a lot, and I gotta tell you, it's a huge rabbit hole if you use social media for professional reasons. We have become a culture that filters what we see in the world by how we're going to turn it into a post or a reel or a story or a short and or a tweet or whatever. Our worldview has become filtered by how we will represent that an experience that you've had on social media. I really got deep into this in the past year with my work, where I would be in nature, doing what I teach, connecting more deeply with nature from a soulful place, connecting more deeply with my intuitive wisdom, with the, just the wealth of wisdom that we all hold within ourselves, especially when we allow ourselves to come into stillness, to come into presence, and to really be in the present moment, wherever you are, but especially when we're in nature. It could just be on your front porch, walking through your neighborhood, you know, out in your garden, in a greenhouse, in a big box garden center, wherever you find yourself being surrounded by plants, by animals, by nature, by landscape. These are the moments to be present and not to be looking at that whole experience as how can I represent this on social media so that more people can experience this. While there's a lot of, you know, in a way it's a very noble pursuit, right? We want to share what we're experiencing, this stillness and this depth of wisdom and the peace. We want to share that with others. But when we're in that moment and we are distracted by how am I going to capture this for a social media post, it completely undermines the whole experience for you. And it was doing that for me for quite a long time. Um, that that combined with, it actually made me feel like a fraud because of what I teach, wanting to encourage more, especially women who struggle with anxiety and depression and self doubt, wanting to teach to you the importance of being still and of being present and of connecting with your heart and soul while in nature. I was teaching that, but I was also capturing it on film and then needing to change it into a post and a caption and all that jazz. And so I was very distracted in most cases while I was, undertaking that activity to then share with you. So you can see you know, how it's so counterintuitive to everything that I teach. And so, yes, I have decided that I am moving off of social media. I am going to be very active in keeping in touch with my email subscribers. I will be more active there, of course, and I would love for you to join my email list if that is something that is calling to you. I will put a link down below where you can receive a free gift through signing up for my email list. And it'll be a couple of times a week, probably, that I am reaching out to you. We'll include plenty of pictures and maybe even a little bit of video here and there, especially of native gardens. As you know, that is such a love. And really, I think, a doorway into deepening your intuitive connection, your ancient healing connection with Mother Earth. And this all just feels so much, it just feels like it is in integrity with me. It feels like I am honoring my self integrity. And so that is so important for us, especially in this day and age when we can feel so disconnected from ourselves and what is most important to us. So, I think that, one last thing that I just wanted to point out, in the time that, like, I've pretty much quit Instagram already. If you've checked my account recently, you've probably seen I haven't been very active in the last few weeks. And, it was a bit of a test run for me to see whether this was something that I felt called to do long term. And the longer that I was off, the better I felt. Hear that. The longer I was off social media, the better I felt. So important to hear that. So important to understand that that is possible for everybody. And the also what I didn't expect was the upwelling of creativity and insights and just new ideas, and from a place of feeling a lot of expansion and a lot of spaciousness and a feeling of lightness, as opposed to the heaviness and the pressure and the just the contraction that I felt around creating social media posts. In I think people that really love doing posts, hey, more power to you. If social media makes you feel great and creative and fun and silly and connected, go for it. Keep doing it. But if you're honest, I just encourage you to be honest with yourself about that and really reflect on how it makes you feel. Because I had a story that I was telling myself that wasn't true, that it made me feel more creative and fun and excited and connected. And that was not a true story that I was telling myself. And you know that I love to talk about the importance of thoughts, the importance of observing your thoughts, and being honest with how your thinking is making you feel. And when I was able to get that separation through a little test run of being off of social media and really got in tune with how I was feeling, the lightness was significant. Just that it was like something had been lifted off of my shoulders. Now, it might just be me. It might not be everybody's experience with leaving social media or taking a little detox break from social media. But if you do have that experience, a feeling of lightness, a feeling of more spaciousness, of more creativity, of being able to hear yourself, to be with yourself and your thoughts more clearly, because of the space and time that you're opening up by not being on social media, you have to listen to that. You have to listen to that because this is our mental health that we're talking about and our social health, I would say, as well. I mean, it's all connected, right? Learning how to re engage in a different way off of social media has been enlightening for me and lightening, literally feeling that weight come off of my shoulders. So I think that's about all I wanted to say on that today. I know that this was wide ranging, and you might still be asking, well, hey, how does nature come into all of this? And really, I think first of all, I had this inspiration while I was in nature, immersed in nature on our vacation a couple of weeks ago. Beautiful vacation in northern Wisconsin. Spent a lot of time on a small lake and had been, going back and forth between whether I should bring my phone down to the lake and take videos so that I could do posts and blah, 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 and how to capture it. And I got to set up my phone and my tripod. And the more that I thought about it, the more I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I just don't want to do this anymore. I want to be able to experience the moment in the moment and to return to that place that I remember experiencing as a kid before social media existed. That place of deep presence with nature. And I experienced that, and it is powerful. It is powerful and empowering. And so, hey, just wanted to share all of this with you. This is what I'm going through. It might not resonate with you. It might resonate with you perfectly. Maybe you're not even on social media and you don't care. More power to you. Awesome. But if this is something that speaks to you and you would like to hear more about my experience, or it's something that you want to explore for yourself, especially in terms of being more present with Mother Earth and with your soul as a result, then I encourage you to reach out to me. Consider doing a free breakthrough session. I offer free breakthrough sessions. I have just a few slots left this summer, and it would be such a great opportunity for us to connect one-on-one. We can talk about where you're at right now, where you would like to go, and if I'm the right coach to get you there. I would love to have the opportunity to talk with you, especially if you are realizing that there are things in your life, habits in your life, like social media or other things that you see as something that may be time to let go, time to make a change. Whatever that change may be, is a perfect time to meet with a life coach. It's different than therapy. It's not talking about your past. It is talking about your present and your future. And I would love to support you in moving toward your goals for the future, your vision for what you would like to experience in this beautiful life that you are living in this time. Such a joy to be back with you again this week. I'll be back again in a couple of weeks on YouTube Live at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. If you appreciated this, have any insights or feedback, I would sure love to hear from you with any messages down below, or you can feel free to email me directly as well at stephanie@ournaturalwisdom.com. You can also check out my website, which is going to be undergoing some changes at ournaturalwisdom.com. And I will put a link down below so that you can sign up for receiving a free gift all about reclaiming your peace by speaking with nature. That is a free gift that you will receive when you sign up for my email list. Would be great to stay connected with you off of social media. Have a beautiful day. I look forward to connecting with you again sometime soon. All right, take care. Bye bye.